tracks. Here is a gap which is done during the hardware design. There is no wastage of the space because of the variable length blocking. Again there is a variable length blocking which is unspanned. Here you can see there is the wastage of space due to the record which is already fit in this block size. This is this much space which is wasted due to the fitting of record number 7 in that particular block. Then there comes the secondary storage management, in which the storage is managed, in which the space must be allocated to the files and must keep track of space which is available for allocation. In secondary storage management, the space is allowed to store different files and the space which is available for allocation should be considered. Then there comes the method of file allocation. There is a contiguous method of allocation in which single set of blocks is allocated to a file at the time of creation. Only a single entity is used in the file allocation table. There is a table that is known as file allocation table which is maintained to keep record of starting block and the length of the file. In contiguous allocation of file allocation method, there is a single set of blocks which is allocated to a file at the time of their creation. Then their external fragmentation will occur, so we need to perform some compaction of the file. This is the diagram which is showing the contiguous file allocation. Here different files are stored and this is the file allocation table that is maintained related to each file having their starting block and their length. For example, file A is having its starting block number 2. This is the starting block of file A and it is having its end at 4. So its length is 3. 2, 3 and 4 total there is the block length is 3. Secondly, there is file B which is starting at 9 and ending at 13. So its total length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similar is the starting block and length of each and every file which is stored in contiguous file allocation method. But its disadvantage is that external fragmentation is needed here, so we need to compact the size of the files. So after we need to compact the size of the files. Then there comes the chained allocation, in which allocation is done on the basis of individual blocks. Each block contain a pointer to next block in the chain. There is a chain of individual blocks having one pointer from one block to another block. So only a single entry in the file allocation table will be there, that is the starting block and the length of the file. As compared to contiguous allocation, in chained allocation there are a chain of records and one block pointer is pointing from one block to another block. So a file allocation table is maintained. There is only a starting block and the length of the file. So there is no need of external fragmentation, and it is basically a method which is used for sequential files. So no accommodation of principle of locality. This is the diagram which is showing a chain allocation method in which a pointer from file B is pointing to 8. From 8 number record it is pointing to 3, and then from 3 to 14 and 14 to 28 means there are different files which are located at different locations in a record, but there is a pointer which is pointing from one file to another file and it is forming a kind of chain. So after consolidation, when we compact the space, there is the chained allocation of the file. So from 0 it points to 1, then 2, then 3 and 4. So starting block is 0 and the length is 5 here in file allocation table. It is a diagram in which the chained allocation is perform consolidation. Thank you.